Good morning. Things are going to have to moderate a little bit as we drift into winter. We're going to have to eventually catch up on our work and move into the next phase, which is winter work. But until then, I think I'm going to, I'm going to pull back and focus on these hives. I keep saying that. But now the winter shed is fully prepared, and there's an anticipation of nice weather ahead, so we should be able to get caught up with our oxalic acid treatments. But half the apiary is treated and ready to be brought in, so I think I might just start poking hives in today. I finally pulled the pin to start bringing hives in, bringing the yards in that have been treated with oxalic. They're ready to go. We're running down the road and the bloody truck gives me grief. So, you know what they say about a poor start to a good finish. So I'll rest on that. So I brought the truck into our shop because of this. It is a winter wonderland out there. It is so nice to have a shop to be able to bring our equipment in to fix and maintain. So what I've done is I've gone up in the mezzanine and grabbed a fuel filter. Like Dad always says, you always start with the easy fixes first. So I'm just changing the filter over, and well, now it's on. We might as well see if it's going to start.
$1,000 per day.
Oh, baby. She's a go. I have one yard loaded, working on my second. I'm planning on picking 4 in total today. It's windy to beat hell, so I'm picking yards that are a little more calm, so I'm not running this kite in the wind. And you can see the activity of the bees a little more active than I thought. It's +3. Probably could have sent the oxalic acid gun today, but definitely tomorrow. It's supposed to be mild again tomorrow. We'll go around and just kick the colonies, get them stirred up a little bit before we apply that oxalic acid vapor. A little bit more of a challenge. If the bees a little active like this, I have to be pretty swift as I crack the bees off, like the pallets off the ground, just a little bit frozen, scrape off a little bit, get them set before they actually come out. I forgot my bee suit, so getting a few bees in the face, but it's nothing I can't handle. I haven't yet consolidated the colonies within my yard, so I have a few empty spots that I'm kind of shifting around. It's a real pain in the ass because it's cold and a lot of these clusters are hanging down onto the bottom, and they're, I move those boxes away, I'm losing those bees on the bottom board. So I'm trying to find the smaller type colonies that are tucked up a little bit more, just so I don't waste bees. But it's not too bad of a problem. This yard I only had to consolidate 2 pallets, so that was good. The one good thing about having to do that this time of year, it allows me to check up on the efficacy on the oxalic acid. To show you what I seen in one of the pallets. So I'd pulled the colony off this pallet and I took it back over there. It's a little bit smaller colony. You can see the cluster is hanging onto the bottom here. They weren't on the bottom board on this, so that's why I chose to take this one away. But when you look really close, focus. You're not focusing. Focus. So when you look real close, see little mites all over the place. I haven't seen many mites at all within my washes. This is propolis. But just because you don't wash them doesn't mean that they're not within your apiary. They're there. The little bastards are always lingering. So that's the intention of this late season oxalic acid treatment. It's not meant to hinge on. I use my Apivar in the spring for that, but I use the oxalic acid just as a mop-up treatment. So anything that the Apivar in the spring misses, those mites are going to be breeding all summer into the fall. And if my thresholds aren't high enough in the fall and I'm not treating, that means that colony is going to allow those mites to reproduce all winter into the spring. But if I use oxalic acid and target them when there's no brood in these colonies, then I can kill those little bastards before they actually get into winter and cause them harm to my bees. So that's what I'm doing, and that's what I'm finding in some of these colonies. I'm not finding on very many, but every once in a while you'll see a colony with the bottom board littered with varroa mites, a direct result of that oxalic acid treatment. So it's kind of nice to see efficacy like that. Super cool. There's one load of bees tucked away for winter. One load of old boxes packed full of bees. There's something about old boxes that give me a familiar feeling. I don't know what it is. To me, it seems like a beekeeper looking after hives, even though, new equipment is a lot more streamlined and maybe looks more professional. Older boxes just seems more natural. Not sure exactly why. It could be as a kid, we had a beekeeping family, really good beekeeping family in the business for 100 years. And I always remember their boxes, well, they had white boxes right across the board. And their brood boxes were always just a little bit weathered, just a little bit used. Kind of like what mine are turning into here. Mine just need a little bit of investment into it to spruce things up. I come around and I paint the boxes, so that helps. But they're getting old and there's some rot, and we do constant maintenance and repair. And I guess maybe that brings out character within the apiary, all this old weathered wood. Full of bees. Look at that. No, you can't see that. That is packed full of bees. So that's one load. It feels good to get started. You get to -10 tonight, it's going to be pretty cold. And then tomorrow, well, now I've started, I won't be able to stop myself. So I'll just keep poking bees in. And as the weather warms throughout the day, I'll probably send Carrie around to treat with Oxalic. I keep saying that because I don't really believe we're going to get weather warm enough to treat. But I trust the forecast, and it'll help us get caught up.